Grand Rising. Grand Rising, good people. How's everybody feeling on today? I hope everybody's doing well. Let me make sure that everything is sound is good and everything. Um, yeah. Let me make sure that my sound is good. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, okay, okay. All right, my sound is good. My sound is good. What's going on, good people? Welcome to Lisa's Real Spill. On today, before we get started though, please like, share, and subscribe. And of course, leave me some comments because I love to read the comments. On today, I'm going to be talking about how I found my purpose. Okay? And I'm drinking some coffee. It's nice, it's good, nice and hot. Listen, yes, I want to discuss on how I found my purpose. A lot of people get confused about that. I think when they hear people say talk about their purpose, I think a lot of people get confused about what that's all about. You know. So I'm gonna tell you about me, and then we're gonna try to talk about it, and so you won't be confused about your purpose. For me, my purpose was the things that I've been through in my life, okay? The experiences I've had and the things that I learned from those experiences. That's for me, that's my purpose because that's my story, okay? And I feel as though everybody has a story, and I feel as though your story should be, for me, it just seems like, wait a minute, something's going on. For me, right, it just seems like, it just seems like your purpose for me, it should is something that you went through, right? It's a part of you, okay? Something that you is comfortable with, and like some people can sew real good, and they may get something out of sewing real good, and they may find out that's their purpose. But for me, my purpose is all the things that I have been through in my life and the things I learned from them. Now I feel like I can give back, you know, in teaching and helping others, right? That's why I talk so much about self development, and everything that goes with that: self love, self growth, self worth, self esteem, self confidence. That touches a whole lot. But for me, my purpose is that I'm comfortable with is helping others get to where I'm at. Okay? Because a lot of people, right, don't uh don't love themselves. Okay? They don't. For whatever the reason, they don't love themselves. And I feel as though I'm the person who can help you to start loving yourself again, or maybe I might, I'll be able to show you how to love yourself, period. Because some people ain't never loved themselves. They don't know that. Some people don't know that they haven't never loved themselves. But I'm your person who can help you through all that. I'm the person who can make you feel comfortable in your skin. That's my purpose. That's why I can talk so good. You know what I mean? That's why I can talk about it. That's why I have a lot to say when it comes to it, because that's my purpose. That's what God gave me. Okay? And I feel as though that's why I went through the things that I went through in my life, is because To fast forward to today, I'm no longer a heroin addict because I'm clean and been clean over 20 years. Okay? I am no longer homeless. I love myself today. I'm comfortable in my skin. Okay? And so I can help other people get on the same track that I'm on. Help others to become better and do better. Because that's what it's about. Finding your purpose. And it's something that we all need to find, because once you find your purpose, right, you're going to be surprised of what will happen. But I'm going to tell you something else that I noticed along with my purpose. Having faith in the Most High. That played a big part in it too. Having faith in the Most High. And that's how I came with my purpose. That's how I was able to recognize my purpose. And it's a lot that I'm still learning about it, because like dealing with social media, sometimes you gotta, because I'm just a direct person. Okay, I give you me. You know what I mean? When I come on here, I give you me. I'm not trying to act like somebody else. This is me. This is Lisa's real spill. Okay, this is what you get. What you see is what you get. And that's just how it is. And so I just feel like the Most High gave me these gifts and gave me this purpose to help others. Okay, because I know that we're dealing with a lot of people who's dealing with self-hatred, who's dealing with a lack of self-love, right? Who has low self-esteem, low confidence, self-confidence. And the list just goes on. And I have been through so much. My addiction alone, right, touches all of that. Just my addiction, not the other stuff that I've been through in my life, but my addiction alone touches all of that. And so now I'm giving back to others who don't have it, who don't have self-love, who don't have self-hate. Because that's my purpose. I feel it in my spirit and in my soul. And I feel good when I do it. It's just the feeling I get when I do it, when I talk about it. You know? And so that's my purpose. And I feel as though we all have a purpose. And some of us gotta stop thinking, oh, nobody wants to hear me. Nobody wants to hear my story. You know? I'm a believer that on here, everybody has an audience. Everybody has an audience that will listen to them. Okay? My thing is, I just think you have to be authentic. Okay? You have to just be you. And I know for some people that's hard to do. That's hard to do. Okay? But that's something I can work with you on, is being able to just be authentic, be yourself. Good or bad. Now let's be clear about something. When I started my self-discovery journey, I was not well, I've always been a person who's been just, like direct, blunt, to the point, But let's be clear. I didn't know all my ways were not good ways. Okay, I had some bad ways and some good ways, but I had to accept those things before I could change them. Right? Some of us don't want to accept who we really are. We want to. How can I put it? We want to hide those parts. And yeah, y'all hear my chirping about my smoke detector in the back, because I gotta get somebody changed. We short in here, and I don't have a stepping stool or nothing, so it is what it is. But some people don't want to accept who they really are. And that's what keeps them hiding or keeps them, from talking and speaking on their self. Because they don't like who they are, who they really are. You know what I mean? And that's okay. That's okay. But you gotta learn how to accept it. Once you accept it, then you make change. You understand what I'm saying? You don't take and try to cover it up and stuff like that, you know, and then want to come out and talk. That's not how it go. You got to be willing to accept you, good or bad or indifferent. You got to accept you for who you really are and then make changes. Okay? Because it's going to be very difficult for you to try to cover up the bad stuff, but just want to come out with the good stuff. Okay? Because when you do that, what happens is people like myself can read between lines. I might not say nothing, but I'm going to listen to you and hear you out. But some people can read between the lines, and they know when you're not telling the whole story. Some people may not pick up on it, but some of us do. And we're going to know that you're not, coming out with the real story, with the whole story, rather. But that's a hard place to get to, is being able to accept you for who you really are. It was hard for me, but I did it. I did it. And I'm so proud of myself. I don't need nobody to be proud of me. I have learned how to be proud of myself. Okay? And that's something else that some of us got to learn how to do. You got to learn how to be proud of yourself. Right? Because it's so many people that's just being hateful. And they don't want to see you shine. They don't want to see you get to the next level. That's okay, because that's their shit. You know what I mean? But you have to learn how to stop letting other people hold you in that place. Like, define who you are because of what they think or what they saying. You got to ignore that. You got to ignore all that. And you got to start finding validation within you, not in other people, but within yourself. So, and I'm saying all that to say, this is a part of me. This is a part of my purpose, and I love doing it. I'm trying now to get my course together, because this is something that can touch a lot of people. Not only can it touch a lot of people, but this is something you can actually sit down with your family, right? And talk about it. Y'all could talk about it amongst yourselves, and question each other and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you say, for instance, your mother, your father, your sister, and your brother, y'all sitting at the dinner table, and say, for instance, y'all got my ebook, right? I'm just using this for an example. That ebook can create a big conversation between y'all. Because say, for instance, your brother say, I don't feel too good about myself. That's why I'm very quiet. That's why I isolate, because I don't feel too good about myself. And then that's a lack of self-love right there, right? And then y'all go into the ebook. The ebook will create a whole conversation around that table. It's something you can do with your family and your friends and stuff, because a lot of people are going through these issues. And so somewhere you got to make up in your mind to start working on you. You can't just keep going through life. I mean, you can if that's what you want to do. But for me, I don't want to keep going through life, with bad habits, a bad attitude and stuff like that. I don't want to keep going through life not loving myself, not knowing what it feels like to be comfortable in my skin. You know what I'm saying? So I made the changes that I needed to make, because this is who I want to be. You understand? But I come out with the bad stuff too. I don't sit around trying to make it seem like I'm just this perfect person. And I've always been this good person. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. You know? And but I'm comfortable with that. And now that I have found my purpose, it just makes me feel so much better, and it makes me want to go even harder. Now that I have found, you know, my purpose, what I should be doing. And that's what I do. On all of the platforms that I am on, I am talking nothing but wisdom and knowledge. And I used to say before I found my purpose, I used to say, now God, why do I have all this knowledge and wisdom and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it? You know? I really didn't know what I was gonna do with it. But I knew deep down that it was a purpose for it. I just couldn't put it all together at that time. But I knew it was a purpose for it. I had too much wisdom and knowledge for it not to be. You know? I just couldn't put it all together. But now I have put it all together. All praise to the Most High. I have put it all together, and now, I'm venturing out. I'm just going to keep going. And the more I do something, the better I feel, you know, which to me is like confirmation that I'm headed down the right direction. I'm going in the right direction, on the right path, you know. I'm saying my discernment plays a lot in it too. But everybody's not on that page, so I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, when you find your purpose, you're gonna know you found it, right? Because I know for me, when I found my purpose, it was like things in my head just was popping up, all kinds of ideas. You know what I'm saying? Like, no joke. I found, oh man, so many ideas. I just started, some of the stuff I wrote down, and some of the stuff I just still remember, you know? But it was wild how so many things just kept popping up. This idea, that idea, this idea, that idea, you know? And I'm just going to keep going until I accomplish all of them. I just hope God, allow me to be here to accomplish purpose is. And if you do, leave a comment. Let me know what your purpose is. What is your purpose in life? Because uh I feel like, well, I know that God put us all here for a reason. We all have a purpose while we're here, you know? But have you figured out what your purpose is? And I also feel like, you know, you can, I don't knock nobody for work from working. I feel like working has destroyed my people in a lot of ways, right? Those the 9 to 5. I know you gotta do what you gotta do, but I just feel like if we find faith, right? If we get our faith right, I just feel like working a 9 to 5 wouldn't even be an option. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong when I say this. I'm not saying it, uh, you know, knocking nobody for working a 9 to 5, because my mother was a very hard worker. She worked a 9 to 5, and it bothered me because I didn't like to see my mother working like that. I mean, she did stuff, did some things with her life. She didn't get to do everything with her life, but she did do some things. But it really bothered me to see my mother working like that. It was like, excuse me, y'all. It was like uh slavery. When I looked at my mother working like that, it was like it put you in the mind of slavery all over again. She going working for these people, and a lot of times she come home, she ain't even like her job. you know she just went and she did it well. She did her job well, But the job definitely got to her. But she did what she had to do, you know, because, you know, we wasn't raised to open a business or try to do something where we can make multiple streams of income. We wasn't raised like that. Okay? I started getting into this myself. Okay? When I realized, when I started searching for my purpose, you know, that's when I started realizing that it's got to be more to it than working, you know, 9 to 5 every day, all day. It's gotta be something else. It's gotta be. And so I found my purpose, and now I'm gonna keep going with it because I know that I could do something with it. This is something God gave me. Okay, my story is my gift, my purpose. Okay, and I'm gonna use it. Like I said, I didn't like seeing my mother work the way she worked. Every day she had to get up here early in the morning, go to work. That 9 to 5, man. I will never forget how my mother worked that 9 to 5. And it just hurt my heart. Excuse me. It hurt my heart. It really did. But she did what she felt like she had to do, you know, and she was able to take care of herself. And I think that's all that mattered to her at that time, was that she was able to take care of herself, you know. But it's more to it, y'all. Dig into yourself, dig in within. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. When you got a lot going on within you, like lacking self-love and different things, trauma that you ain't healed from and stuff, that's why some of us cannot find our purpose. Because it's too much going on. It's too much going on within you, right? And that's why you can't get a clear picture of what your purpose is. When I started my journey and I got clean and, you know, kind of got my head clear, that's when I started recognizing what my purpose was. I started getting an idea of it, okay? But at first, I didn't know what my purpose was because I had too much going on within. There was a lot going on up here. There was a lot going on in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul. And I had to clear that stuff up so that God could reach me. Okay? So that God could reach me and I could reach myself. Once I did that, that's when I was able to see things, my purpose, and what my purpose was all about. You know? And so I'm glad. It's a good feeling. And I just pray and hope that I stay around long enough to accomplish the vision that I see. If I can do that, hey, hey, I ain't even gonna care about what else happened after that. But I want to complete the vision. I hope that I stay around long enough to complete the vision that I see, because it's a beautiful thing. And I used to hear people say, if you can see it in your head and you can hold it in your hand, you can accomplish, right? And I had never, of course, I've had a lot of visions, right? But not one like this. This vision was one of those visions that you could see it up here and you can hold it in your hand. And, you know, like you can see it. It ain't happened yet, but it's like you can see it to the point where it looked like it's happening. This is the first time I ever had a vision like that. And so I want to accomplish it. I'm asking the Most High, I hope He keep me around long enough to accomplish it. Because it's going to be a beautiful thing. But, anywho, do y'all know y'all purpose? You know, leave me some comments. I would like to hear from y'all about, you know, Do you know what your purpose is? Do you have an idea? Um, are you struggling with some things that you feel as though you can't see your purpose? Because I notice, a lot of people I talk to has that problem. They got a lot going on within them, and they can't see the purpose. They can't find it. If you got a lot going on within you, it's gonna be hard for you to find it, right? Because it's like having, how you ever seen a person who have a lot of chaos and confusion around them? They arguing and fussing with the boyfriend or the girlfriend. Just a bunch of chaos and confusion. Well, some people walk around with that same chaos and confusion, but it's within. It's in them. Okay? And when you got a lot going on within you, it's hard for you to, you know, work it out. It's hard for you to see anything else when you got a lot of chaos and confusion going on within you, especially when you're broken and damaged. You know, because that brings a lot of chaos and confusion with it too. People that walk around they broken and damaged, it brings a lot of chaos and confusion. Excuse me. But yeah, I would like to hear from y'all, and I would like to know that do any of y'all found out your purpose? And if so, what is it? If you haven't found out, why not? Leave a comment because I can answer your questions. I can give you some answers that may help you, you know, that may help you work it out where so you can find your purpose. Because everybody has one. But I know some people feel like they don't. They don't have a purpose. But they really do. They just can't find it because it's something is going on within them that's keeping them from seeing that purpose that they have. You know? I just feel like, now I could be wrong, but I feel like God gave us all a purpose. And I feel like the things that we go through in life is our purpose. If that makes sense. The things that I went through in my life, I feel as though now it's my purpose. Right? My story is my purpose to help others because now I've accomplished it going through, what I went through. I have accomplished, self discovery about myself. So now it's time for me to give back to others. You know, that's just my, that's just what I think when it comes to your purpose. I feel like God gave all of us one. But some of us feel like our story is not worth telling. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you can't see that that's your purpose because you're looking at it and you're saying, who wants to hear about this? Who wants to really hear about, you know, uh, me going through this, whatever you went through? But you'd be surprised once you start telling it. You'll be surprised of how many people can relate to you. You know, you really would. It's a lot of people out here that can relate to you. But if you don't never say nothing, you will never know. So stop being quiet. Let it out. Let it out. Because there's a group of people, there's an audience that's waiting on everybody on here. Everybody has an audience. Even the people who act like an asshole has an audience. You know? And you have to say to yourself sometimes, if they have an audience, I know I have one. It takes a while for you to find it, but everybody has an audience on here. So I want to know though, if you're somebody that's struggling with finding your purpose, leave a comment. Cause I guarantee you I can help you. I know I can help you. If you're struggling with lacking of self love, If you're lacking self-confidence, if your self-esteem is low, leave it in the comments. Leave me a little comment or something, and I definitely will respond to you, you know. Or if you don't want to do that, you can reach out to me. You could DM me in Instagram, TikTok, you know. I do respond. My email is lisasrealspill@gmail.com, you know. So it's all it's all up to you at the end of the day. It's all up to you. It really is. If you don't make a move, that's all I can say about that. If you don't make a move, you know what I mean? If you don't do nothing, you get nothing. It's just that simple. You got to start putting one foot in front of the other. You got to start pushing forward so that you could, so that you can figure things out. Sometimes that's what it takes. Just jumping out there. Even when you don't know, sometimes it just take, you just pushing yourself out there and finding it out as you you know what I mean, as you push forward, you just find out, you'll find out. But if you don't do nothing, you won't get nothing. And so I'm wrapping this up though. Thank you all for tuning in with me. uh Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, especially if it's something that was interesting to you and you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down button and tell me why you didn't like it. I ain't gonna be mad with you. But on that note, I'll holler at y'all on the next one. And as always, don't forget to repent and pray, because you never know when it's your last day. I'll holler.